You know, I'm kind of dumb sometimes. I actually thought that this match started in 10 minutes. But you know what? It doesn't start for another 40 minutes. So that's awkward. Here I am already starting the stream. So the question is, do I keep the stream going for 40 awkward minutes? Or do I shut off the stream? That is the question. I might actually chill for like a little bit. I don't know. I'm sure there's like 4 people in here. Hmm. Maybe I could go back and look at like a previous match. Match results. We're looking at NHS Texans tonight. No, 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 no. I'm late. I'm the one that's late. Or sorry, early. I'm too early by like 30 minutes. Sorry, Shiny. So what I think I'm gonna do, just to make use of the time, is I want to see if maybe I can find a game by NHS Texans, so we can get an idea of what they're looking like right now. I don't want to. I don't want to show that game though. That would be mean. Maybe that's a bad idea. Hmm. Okay. Let's. We're gonna do like a thing where, because I'm super early and it's ridiculously early, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna see if I can pull up a code. It was a close game between Aimless Esports and Bibib Clappers on January the 27th. This is a Paricio game. Is this the one? Been this code. That's the one. All right.
Now traveling to Paris. Ready for battle.
Okay, and so for the record, this is like this is just kind of like reviewing a code that from a game that was close, and this was not part of a feature match. I don't believe. Now, before I start saying that this wasn't a feature match, we go to media links. This is on the 27th. see Bibid Classers versus Hardstuck. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So this is Aimless Esports versus the Bibid Clappers. And this was not featured. Okay. This is just a replay code. We can just kind of like take a look at a replay code and kind of watch what happened. While we wait for 30 minutes, and 30 minutes from now, we'll actually get our real game going. But just in the meantime, we'll have some fun. We'll just kind of take a look at a match. And so, from what I'm seeing on here, I do see which one is... Oh my god, which one is which? I legitimately have no clue. I recognize these names because I've seen Bibib Clappers and I've seen Aimless Esports. I don't know which team is which. Huh. Just a quick hot second here while I check something just real quick. Aimless Esports has battle tags like Bamboozle, Ari, Bionic Berry. Oh, okay, I'm seeing it. Okay, so we are looking at blue team as okay. Yeah, so the blue team here is actually Aimless Esports, and the red team is Bibib Clappers. All right. We have 17 seconds till the gates open here, and what we're seeing is we're just immediately we're gonna see a Sigma defense. Sigma defense, interesting choice. I think it holds the high ground well, and I think that playing a spam defense here is great. On attack from the Bibib Clappers, we're seeing like kind of like a it's still a poke comp. It looks brawl, right? And you're seeing like, oh, Arisa, Lucio, this is brawl, right? But then and it is a brawl comp for the most part, but they do have some poke, and they are willing to do a little bit of poke. But against a poke comp, probably not willing to do any poke. I imagine what this team comp wants to do is actually just run to point as quick as possible and take the high ground immediately. Whether that be like, oh my god, I cannot do this. There we go. Whether that be like up here immediately, or this is what I was saying, right? So this might be like a little bit aggressive from Bibib Clappers. Just kind of rolling onto point here, and just kind of standing underneath all the fire from Aimless Esports. They might get a tick out of it, which is interesting. If they can manage to pull a tick, I think this is worth it. Which they are. Okay. And so despite there being like 4 people alive on Aimless Esports, Clapper's able to at least get a tick there. And so that's progress. What I would have expected was probably for them to just walk all the way up the stairs and start taking brawls, or instead of doing this rotation from under here towards point, instead go like up these stairs and look at something what they can do there. We'll see if they vary it up a bit here though. It'll be interesting to see if they're gonna make a couple of differences. Okay, yeah, and you can see here, really Aimless Esports wanting to play all high ground, and I totally agree with this. This is a strong play from team playing the Sigma comp. They just want to stand back and shoot, try to get all those resources out. Here we go. We see Clappers making the rotations they can, and this is a lot of resources they use to like make this rotation, but that's all they needed to do, right? It was not about just forcing point. It's about trying to make the rotation by taking the least amount of damage and using the least amount of resources possible, which they were able to do. Now here, they're not out of the woods yet, but it is looking good for them. Aimless Esports might be able to trickle this a little bit longer because, you know, Bionic Berry on the way. Just going to teleport, although, you know, you wait too long, and eventually, the picks happen. So, there you have it. We get a fight win for Bibib. Pretty early on, there's a second fight win. Not bad. We're going to put Jojo the Boss on the cart while we have everyone else kind of pushing forward here. We're seeing a swap from Saber onto the Diva. You know, actually, I kind of like that. Like, Diva turns out to be, I think, a pretty good hero on this map. Diva is an answer to the incoming Death Blossom that's going to come soon. I mean, it's 67% from Classy Crew. And also, Diva's really good at being able to just, like, contest any of these high grounds at any point in time that she wants because her jets are so versatile, right? Jojo the Boss getting a massive kill on Bamboozle. Bamboozle kind of losing that high ground room is crucial because now Clappers can just kind of take this high ground for free. And this is a power position, right? So if you control this power position, you're going to do exactly what Clappers is doing right now, which is kind of just controlling the entire area. Both teams kind of want to fight for like this little platform right here, which just has advantage on pretty much everything. Good on Vivid Clappers for taking that position, getting the pick they needed to kind of secure that space. We have an ult advantage from Clappers in this moment. And they're going to utilize that ult advantage just to make sure there's no funny business here. They don't see 9 now. Still got to cap the point. A lot of good cleanup too, just coming from the Clappers here. Just stuff they're not leaving any value on the table, and I really like to see that. We're still seeing D.Va, and I think D.Va was good on point 2. D.Va's also good on, like, I think, point 1. D.Va maybe not quite as good on point 3. So now we're going to see the overclock coming out from Aimless Esports. Bamboozle finding a good pick there. That's gonna be plenty enough for Clappers to do the full-on retreat. This has been pretty good there. I mean, they just like waited for an overclock opportunity, pulled out the overclock, and that was kind of enough just to win the fight. 3.5 minutes left. Keep going over the, oh my god, sorry. Keep going over the ceiling there. There's going to be a rush on top of point, but it's not in a space that they can immediately take advantage of. Perhaps they weren't quite ready for that. And I think the rush from Super Sulo was just, it was a little bit better positioned, and the team was able to like really follow up on that. And for that reason, I think that the Clappers were able to clean that one up pretty well. I'm not so sure that the Aimless Esports were like super ready for that fight, just like positionally, mentally. I don't know that they considered the map geometry quite as much as they should. Now, Cart's inching along here, 2 on Cart. There's going to be another touch here for sure. The touch is going to include a bomb. A bomb is going to be good. They can eat a lot of that, but someone's got to touch. So someone is touching with Bamboozle. However, that's not going to go super well. And it looks like Saber has to... Oh, wow, that sucks. Has to use the mech to save life and not just die immediately. So uses that, and then before touching point does fall, unfortunately. So close.
Switching sides.
Close game. 2.5 minutes on the clock for the Clappers. And for anyone who's kind of just jumping in right now, this is not the official feature match right now. This is a rerun while we wait about 30 minutes for the actual feature match to start. I just happened to start early because I forgot it was going to be 5:30 my time instead of 5. My bad. So I'm a little early. In the meantime, I'm just kind of like watching a rerun. This is Bibib Clappers versus Aimless Esports on January 27th. This was not a feature match. This was just a game that was not featured, but it was close. So we see some variants here. Aimless Esports now swapping to the Ramatra, and you can see it's actually Ramatra on both sides, which is kind of interesting. Also, coming out with May Cassidy. Interesting. I have not seen May Cassidy Ramatra yet. Let's see how this goes. We're also saying the Lucio choice, right? And whenever you play Ramatra, it's kind of like you can choose whether you want to be Brawlier or play Pokier, and you do that by either picking Lucio or Mercy. Of course, if you want Mercy, if you want to be Pokier and you don't really want to engage the enemy team close range, you pick the Mercy, you play for the long fight. And if you want to play that faster play style, you can play the Lucio, get your ROM in there, pull out the muscles, and start pummeling. So we're going to see those two play styles fighting against each other. And it looks like these comps are similar because they have the same tank, but because those main support picks are so absolutely different, these are two very different team comps. They have different win conditions. They have different play styles. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see here. We're seeing... Chaotic. Yeah, Chaotic. Pretty far pretty far down onto point there, kind of just like holding the space and kind of doing so by pulling out the muscles and blocking when necessary. Is able to actually hold the point there and not even give up a tick. So that was great play from Clappers. I wasn't expecting Chaotic to actually live through that, and so that was heads up play from them. Here we're trying to see if maybe Aimless is going to take a different approach. So straight onto point, usually maybe not quite the play. And it looks like teams are doing a good job understanding the meta that, like, you don't just hold the bridge and have everyone hold here on defense. You actually hold over here. And teams, like you're seeing from Clappers and what you saw from Aimless Esports last round, we're showcasing that they understand that concept. So good understanding of how these maps work from, like, both teams. This is a great push for Brawl here from Aimless Esports. Able to get some nice picks. Able to find Jojo DeBoss. And at this point, it's just a Brawl on point to see if they can just clean up the rest of it. Once the tank is down, this is pretty much over. Not really much that Classy Crew can do other than toss that dynamite and hope, and that's about it.
Stop the payload.
So each team has had the defensive strategy of just holding back here with a spam comp, and each team has decided to attack from this direction, taking Brawl. So that's interesting. Interesting to know, interesting to see. Teams kind of agreeing on what the sort of meta game here is. So now it's really kind of just a battle for this power position. I mean, if you want it, take it, is pretty much what Clappers is saying. I mean, they're all holding back. They've got almost 5 ults available to them. They're losing Bionic Berry, kind of crucial. I mean, you can put noon window here. I mean, they're just going to wait for it. This is so crazy. Actually, Chaotic just coming in with a ROM ult. What are you going to do about it? I mean, you've got, like, nothing available to protect you. You're just, wow. That was crazy. Just, like, flank ROM ult apparently was the answer to that. I honestly, I felt like that actually seemed way more punishable than maybe it at least seemed from my perspective, but maybe it wasn't super punishable. Maybe it's like, well, they've already committed to looking through that window. They've already got Cass in mid-noon. Maybe he's just not even looking. So, I don't know. Maybe, like, just genius timing on that. Classic Crew drops the Bob. I thought the Bob died instantly. Didn't necessarily die instantly there. The wall, super interesting. Like, this May wall here kind of just blocks a bunch of sight lines. And now Saber gets to bring out the Annihilation. And we can see here Swanky Sloth just trying to fly as high as possible. Stay out of that 11-meter range. And, Jojo DeBoss trying to regroup with the team over here. Clappers just try not to lose anymore. I mean, they've got another fight here on the table potentially. They have another fight. It's just a matter of, can they stay alive? Can they just not get staggered? Is really the question here. Now they've got their 5. They can get another recontest. Maybe there's might even be like 2 more fights remaining here. What's interesting to me is I'm not seeing any like sort of like high ground defense here. It's all low ground, but they could also just be looking for a rush. I'm not quite sure. That looks like maybe a botched wall. Botched wall, maybe even a botched ice cube here, because once you're out of the ice cube, you're kind of out of position here, Ari. So we'll see if that's even punished. It does look like that's going to get punished. So interesting stuff there. Perhaps a couple of misplays from Aimless Esports. They're going to be falling all the way back. They're going to wait for May. They're staying on the May. That's okay. That's interesting. So they're really, really dedicated to playing for that wall. Chaotic kind of just holding the front line up there by that staircase. Thinks better of it. Pulls back, and I think I agree with that. You know, if you look at all the range pressure you're playing more of a range pressure comp. Pulling back and letting them come to you, pretty smart. Now, that's a wall you like, right? That wall is really good. Literally just killed Chaotic with that wall. That's really very, very strong. Can they convert that kill into a win here is the question. They're going to go for the res. They're going to find the res. Are they going to be able... Oh, the high noon is actually great there, because there's no way you can contest cart and not die to the noon. So really good noon there. Love to see that coming from Bamboozle. Lots of, like, pushing forward here. A big forward push as Ari and Bionic Blueberry continue to kind of push the cart from behind. It's like Clappers just kind of like struggling to find a defensive strategy here to the rush. They're constantly finding themselves in brawls they don't want to take, and these Maywalls have been actually pretty good here. Ari looking for another one. That's another great Maywall if they're able to push in on that. Look at the catch onto Mercy. That's incredible. Like, they actually got the Valk out of the Mercy. They don't have to deal with the Valking Mercy here, and that is great play from Aimless Esports. That wall, devastating. And if you're Bibib Clappers in this moment, then you've really got to start thinking about how this wall is tearing you apart, how this wall is splitting you apart. So I mean, that is definitely what I'd be thinking about if I was the Clappers in this moment. We have 1 minute 1 minute 50 seconds left to try to cap this point for Aimless Esports. Chaotic coming with the Annihilation, and the Bob is put out here. I think this is going to be a fight loss for if you're Aimless Esports. It's a lot of ults committed pretty early on. Pretty good just like initiative, I would say, from the Clappers to take that fight there. And so probably caught a little bit off guard. Unless you were baiting those ults, that fight looks pretty much in the bag for Clappers no matter what. We're seeing though that Saber has ult, and this card is really close to being done. So honestly, this Annihilation from Saber could just be the round-ending ultimate ability, and that's what I'm fully expecting to see here. I don't really see any counterplay, especially with that wall. And here, as soon as Saber's out of this muscle form, he's going to go straight into the Annihilation. There we go. Saying the overclock needs to be dealt with immediately, and they got the beat to deal with the overclock as well. That's pretty strong. There's a potential for someone to touch here, but okay, yeah. We're going to see the touch from Chaotix. Going to find the touch, and this is going to enable the rest of the team to get in here. Rush is going to come down. Here's the High Noon. Able to find 2. That's big, honestly, for Aimless Esports. Bamboozle coming in clutch now with a 3K, 4K from Bamboozle. Actually, Bamboozle just kind of backpacked that entire fight. That was incredible play from Bamboozle. Yeah. Wow.
Score.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this is going to be pretty close. It was close, it looked like, on the scoreboard, so I'm excited to see this. This is 1 minute versus 3 minutes and 17 seconds. So far in favor of Bibib Clappers. However, the momentum of that last round could be in favor of Aimless Esports. And again, if you're tuning in now, just another reminder. I'm going to keep doing this because this is like really awkward. I started the stream 30 minutes early because I thought that we were going to start the feature match at 5 o'clock my time. I live on West Coast. But actually, it starts at 5:30, so that was just my B. In the meantime, we're looking at a past match. This happened on January the 27th between Aimless Esports and Bibib Clappers. This looked, in the scoreboard, looked like a close game, so I wanted to see what this was all about, see what teams were doing. And to my excitement, it is actually worth the watch. This is pretty good. This is pretty close. We're seeing some Ramatra comps come out, which is really awesome to see. Now Chaotic is on the Orisa. The Orisa defense, I do not see a lot of Orisa on defense here, but we will see how this goes. Orisa here, like, it's fine. We'll see how it goes. You still have the Javelin from high ground. You can shoot from high ground, but, you know, like, you don't really have the same range as a lot of other tanks with Orisa. It looks like you do, but you do have fall off damage, and they are pretty slow projectiles. So Ramatra definitely better at poking at range. Oh, look at this rush. They're not going to let him just walk by for free. They're actually interested in taking this rush, which is straight into a May. This wall could be devastating. They're not able to find anything with the wall, and Jojo DeBoss not able to find anything on the flank. So this looks like a disadvantageous fight for the Vivid Clappers, and as I suspected, it is. They're Bionic Blueberry and Bamboozle able to clean up whatever's left here as the supports are going to run away. That's 3 easy ticks there for Aimless Esports. Like, really well done. And I actually like the aggression that I saw from the Clappers there to go for that rush play. It shows confidence. I love to see that. However, it's also good to respect that May wall. That May wall has been the absolute boogeyman of this game for you if you're the Clappers, and you do not want to just keep dying to this May wall. You got to rotate together, and it was a little bit not together. But here, May wall comes in again. You're not quite, it's not quite the May wall as it was in the past fights. However, the value is still had, though it is 4v4. This fight looks like it is going in favor of the Clappers, though. No, I'm sorry. I take that back. It is not. Aimless Esports is going to clean that up. I think Bamboozle kind of just on fire right now. We've seen Bamboozle win the final fight of the last round with a insane 4K, and now we're seeing multiple fights where Bamboozle is just getting so many picks. So great, I think great performance from the Cassidy on Aimless Esports. Coming in another poke battle here. This could actually go in favor of. Oh, this is see this is early Blizzard. All they have to do if you're Clappers here is just wait up this Blizzard. Now you push in. I think this looks really good for Clappers. The beat comes down. That's going to be one way to defend against this. High Noon. High Noon doesn't seem to find anything. And then here, Classy Crew comes out with the Reaper ult. Is able to find Bamboozle as Saber comes out with Annihilation. Oh my. That's okay. Wow. So Saber, with the Annihilation, able to, with other people as well, able to find this 5th point cap now. And even if you have 3 minutes, 17 seconds on the clock, this progress from Aimless Esports is kind of awesome. And this is really strong. And I would not feel great if I was Clappers in this particular situation, because now you have to cap twice and push it into like the Lucio room. That's gonna be tough. Here comes the Kitsune Rush. Kitsune Rush from Super Sulo. Gonna create a lot of strong contested space for the Vivid Clappers. Clappers able to find everything, and the beat comes down to secure the finish. Overtime clock is going to tick down. That's 38.62 meters. Total of 5 points for the Aimless Esports. Really, really strong push.
Score 5-3. Switching sides.
Wow. If you're just joining in, this is a rerun. Not quite the feature match yet until another 12 minutes or so. 12 minutes, we'll get to the feature match. This is a rerun of Aimless Esports versus the Bibib Clappers from January 27th. We didn't feature this match. This is just a replay VOD that I'm pulling up and taking a look at because it looked like a close game. Well, I could maybe check this out while we're waiting for the actual feature match to start in about 12 minutes.
Ready for battle.
Okay.
Ready for battle.
Both teams opting to play the Orisa here. It's super interesting because I really feel like this Ramatra is strong, and I think like Ramatra is kind of why Aimless Esports was able to push the cart so far here, and I think Ramatra is the answer to Orisa at the moment. At least that's what's been evidenced by this entire match. At least I think. So I find it interesting both teams coming out on the Orisa. We're seeing as well, Ari is still on this Mei. This Mei has been really strong for Aimless Esports throughout this entire little game we've been watching here. So I think it's really strong, and it's interesting to me that Clappers decided not to match the Mei. They're going with just like a Reaper Sojourn instead. So Reaper, when you play for that, you just play for the high impact frontline damage and hope that you can get that tank kill faster than they can kill your tank. What you're seeing in this scenario is it wasn't even really like a wall that cleaned it up. I think this is just taking a lot of spam in your rotation towards trying to find the enemy frontline, and that just costs you a lot of resources. It costs you position, maybe just a little more spam than you thought it was going to be, and you just got whittled away a little bit there. So if you're Clappers in this situation, you still have 2 minutes left on the clock here. Healthy time bank, but to have to push all the way into point 3 over there, 2 minutes, kind of rough. I mean, this is going to go into overtime even if you win this fight right here. So as we see, interesting, are you going to make the rotation across this little gap here to take the brawl, or are you just going to shoot from range? Which maybe you're just shooting from range because you are a very pokey comp here. Despite having the Lucio, everyone else on the team is happy shooting at range, whereas on the enemy team, you know, the Mei doesn't really want to shoot at range so much. He wants to find these walls. Ari is shooting from a long range over there, which is interesting. Bamboozle is going to go down to Classy Crew. This was actually, I would say, it looks like it was well played from the Clappers. I think it was just maybe a fight not super well planned out by Aimless Esports, not quite having the team together in the rush play we saw between Cav and Saber rushing into Red Room. team didn't really follow in with it, and so it seemed like half the team was on one plan and the other half was on another plan, and it went in favor of Vivid Clappers as a result. We have 55 seconds left on the clock here, as you know, we're not even pushing the cart right here. It's just kind of doing its own little thing. It's actually going on its own for quite a while. I didn't realize it went that far on its own. It's interesting. Now, Swinky Sloth is going to go back for that cart. They're going to take the power position, they being Vivid Clappers. As Lucy's on the cart, they're going to drop a window, try to hold the space as long as possible. They don't even have to do anything. If you're Vivid Clappers here, Aimless is just giving you the space. Bionic Berry does go down. This guy does enable Classy Crew and Jojo DeBoss to just take this bridge and do anything they want with it. I mean, right now, I mean, you're in a corner if you're Aimless Esports here. That was Blizzard canceled by Jojo DeBoss. Perfect timing on that railgun there to cancel the Blizzard. Big play. Now we're going to see the visor window come out. This is going to clean things up, and it's the perfect time too, because now it's suddenly overtime. This suddenly is the fight that you actually do have to win, and that is unfortunate for Vivid Clappers because they only have 4 points versus 5. So this does, unless they can turn this around, which would be very unlikely, this does look like it's going to go in the favor of Aimless Esports. Yeah, it is. So that was actually a super close game. Pretty cool one. Wish I would have casted that one. That would have been a fun one to cast for sure. So it looks like we actually do have Loppelman in now. So I'm going to hop over here and see if I can get him in. Yo.
Hello.
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 So I started early by accident.
What do you mean?
Well, I actually came in like 30 minutes early because I thought it started at 5, but it actually starts at 5:30 my time. So I'm just kind of dumb. Anyway, so I kind of just did like a rerun of the Aimless Esports versus Vivid Clappers, and just stayed on stream. I'm still streaming, by the way, so it's still
hello.
Hello, you are on stream.
Hello.
Yeah, we're still a little bit early here. So what we got? The clock is at 5:23. We got 7 more minutes until the game actually starts. So I guess you're not actually late like you thought you were going to be. Apparently, you're just right on time. Much like Wizards should be, right?
I'm never late. Everybody else is just early.
Yeah, I mean, a wizard arrives exactly when they mean to.
Exactly.
You know, I always appreciate seeing these plant icons from Plant Gang. It makes it so easy to know which team is which. I absolutely love it. It's an absolute joy. All right. Speaking of joys, I want to make sure the microphone is loud enough for you. Can you talk for just a second?
Hello.
Hello. I'm gonna
Hello.
turn
My
this
mic
slightly.
is loud enough. Testing. 1, 2,
There
3.
you go. Yeah, it's fine. You got it. It's good.
Awesome.
It's a good volume. All right. So we've featured Plant Gang a lot here. The reason we're featuring
this is their third.
This is their third time. Now, I wasn't going to feature Plant Gang again this week. I wasn't going to, but I wanted to feature a match tonight. It's Tuesday. This is like game night. Tuesdays, Sundays were like the suggested days on the handbook for doing matches so that I had the free time to do the feature matches, right? And from what I can see, no one else had a feature match today, right?
No, this is the only match Tuesday. We have 3 on Thursday, but this is the only one today.
Yeah, and a bunch on Thursday, and I decided I'm gonna go with we're just gonna go with, let's see.
You went with the AC Ruse and the Aimless. I have off memory.
Right, Aimless versus AC Ruse, and the reason I chose that one is because I have been very impressed with the track record so far for AC Ruse. Taking Topaz 4-0, that's not something to joke around about. That's crazy. And I know you play for a team called Topaz Titans. Is that the same team that's in this tournament?
I'm gonna say yes. I can't say no because I can't say no because you see me on stream. So
that's true, and I did happen to put a label underneath your camera that says Loppelman, and I'm pretty sure I've seen that name on stream when Topaz Titans was playing. So
I think you're imagining things.
Is that so? Uh-huh. Okay. Well, I want to see AC Roos. I haven't seen them yet, and I'm impressed. If they can be 2-0 so far, if they were able to take 4 games off of Topaz Titans, I got to see them. I got to see what's going on with this team. And so that super excited about that feature match on Thursday. Good stuff.
Yeah. Having been one of the losses against them, we played a little oof against them, but they also
Yeah.
just played really, really well. I'm looking forward to seeing them go in the tournament.
Yeah, and you'll be looking forward to doing a little bit of scouting as you do. I know you're like the number one scouter. You scout like every team.
No, I think actually Robo does more scouting than I do.
Really? I see. Okay, okay. I didn't know Robo scouted more, but yeah, you guys do a lot of scouting. I respect that. That's like interesting to see because I don't know. I don't think about scouting, but like yeah,
I like going in knowing what comps are going to go against at minimum.
you get a shout out from your girl Silver. Says, "Yo, it's a wild lopple" in the Twitch chat.
Hello, Silver.
Hello, Silver. So, yeah, I mean, so what are your thoughts on AC Roost? Like, what can you tell me about the team?
Other than we should have won that match,
Oh, okay.
they the way that they were playing just capitalized on the way that we were misplaying just
Oh,
perfectly. So it made us look really bad.
dang.
But
Well, it didn't.
but
It wasn't featured. It wasn't on the feature match, so it didn't happen, right? It
exactly.
just
So
like
nobody knows.
nobody
Nobody
knows.
knows.
No one. No way anyone can go back and look at the
But
codes. Definitely not.
I'll also say that there are some weaknesses looking back at the match
Yeah.
that some teams could capitalize on. So
Okay.
I'm looking forward to.
Of course, you're not
I want them
revealing
to
any of
go
those.
far. I want them to go far.
You
But
want to exploit those.
I want them to lose.
Oh,
One map at least.
you
I
want
don't
to
know,
lose
one
one
match at
map. That
least.
way,
Match.
you can play against.
Match.
Oh,
I want
match.
to lose a match.
So if they lose a match, you're likely to play against them in the playoffs.
Oh, I have no idea.
Maybe.
But
Why do you want them to lose a match? What's that all about?
revenge.
Revenge. Okay, okay, okay. Dang. And who are you playing this week? You got to play against.
We are playing Unknown Fantasia.
They're a good team.
I'm looking forward to it.
You watch the unknown versus unknown, the UKN versus UKN.
Bits and pieces. I was paying attention.
Yeah.
It was going on during the KFC match last week, so
Oh,
I had the stream open and I was watching the game spectator at the same time. So
okay.
it was fun.
Robo says I couldn't 1v5. It was devastating.
Robo
Okay.
tries. He's trying
Uh-huh.
so hard.
Yeah. Robo come up with the trolls. Indeed. Well, looks like we're starting off with Lijiang Tower, and this is Plant Gang's first map pick. They get to choose, and just like every match, apparently, they're all apparently starting on Lijiang Tower. That's the favorite map, I guess.
It is based on how long I've been scrimming. It's like 90% of the time you start on Lijiang.
Isn't
So
it true? Yeah,
it's a classic starting map.
I think it's a good map pick because like each like subsection, like each map within Lijiang has pretty unique strategies, different from the others, and so you get a wide variety. And I like that about it. I think Nepal is kind of a similar way, but people don't like certain parts of Nepal. I think anyone who doesn't like really spammy comps just hates the Sanctum.
I mean,
Yeah,
I Sanctum is my favorite on Nepal actually, but
yeah, it's a kind of a two-way street where you either love it or you do not. And I kind of like it. It's kind of nice. I can see why people
Lijiang
don't.
is like different though. It's like on a different tier of every different sub map has its own meta
Yeah,
because it's just I don't know. It's Lijiang. There's no other map like Lijiang where you can run 3 different comps and
right.
3 different parts of the map like it. It's fantastic.
It really is. Busan is almost kind of like that, but just it's not quite. I don't know. It's just
Not
not
quite.
quite.
I
It's just not
think
quite there.
personally, I think it's closer than Nepal,
Mm-hmm.
But I think just Li Jing is just a good map. Like it's just very well designed.
True. I agree with that. I'm always happy to see Li Jing. It's just a good map.
I agree.
Yeah. We are now 1 minute over the 5:30 mark, at least on my clock. My system clock might be dog. What's your
Both
clock say?
teams are in the lobby. I don't know. According to me, we are 5 minutes over.
Oh, okay. It's like my clock's
Both
early.
teams are in the lobby. There looks like they're just finishing some stuff up before we get
Mm-hmm.
going. Plant Gang has all of their plant icons ready to go.
Indeed.
And it looks like the Texans have, I would assume, their favorite hero as their icon. We got
That's cool.
Look Away on the Rhine. We got Nikki Nokini, I don't know, on the Widow, Murky on the Winston,
Mm-hmm.
Wild on the Zenyatta, and Soundwave
On the
on
Mercy.
the Mercy.
You know, it'd be
And
cool
then
though. What if they used, like how Cassie has the cowboy hat, right? Well, like if you're from Texas, you probably have cowboy hat, right? Right. So why not just
Wasp
everyone could do?
D123 does have the Cassidy
See,
icon in
they
the
should all be
spectators.
using that one because they're the NHS Texans, right?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Where the cowboy hat? And they could like match. And okay. And as I say that, he swaps to the hog profile icon.
No, it's so much worse.
It's so much worse. Like I don't know
Just go
how you
back.
can
Go
downgrade that
back.
hard from like I don't know if there's anything like
Oh, he
downgrades that
swapped
hard.
off. He swapped off.
Okay, he switched it. He went over to like Zeus Crown Octopus Pashimari thing. That was the worst description I've ever made.
He's now on Orisa.
He just keeps swapping, dude. It's like he can't make up his
Wild.
mind.
Swap from the Zenyatta to an Ana. As an Ana main, I approve.
I'm also an Ana man.
Let's go.
On a good hero.
Ana is,
295
in
hours.
my
Represent.
personal opinion, one of, if not the best designed characters in Overwatch.
I agree. It's good.
I might be a little bit biased.
Oh, I am. I'm
A little
100% biased. But I also feel like I'm cracked on the grandma. Just saying.
Better than me. Better than me.
I've hit some nasty sleeps in my time. I got to sleep so good one time that I posted it on the Anime subreddit and it got like 560 upvotes. It's pretty good.
I have never done that. So congratulations. You are
Thank you.
officially better than I am.
Zoop.
But I did make it on Noob Hunter twice. So
No way. No. Send me those. There's no shot you hit New Parter twice.
One was on Monkey and the other one was on Rhine.
What?
They're saying ready. Both teams are ready.
We get a yeehaw
Looks like
in the
we should be
chat.
going
Thank
in.
you. Murky is a god tier Cassidy.
Why does he have the Winston?
I'm not sure. The real
Is
battle for Texas.
production ready? Am I good already?
Yeah, we're ready.
Let's go.
We're waiting on me. Sorry, I had my chat hidden. Okay.
Now arriving at Yijiang.
If anyone asks why we're starting late here, blame Robo 2 Rocks. That was his fault. Yeah.
Yeah, basic. I
Yeah.
can vouch for that. He's on my team.
Yep. Just blame the robotic deuce, right?
I am fully expecting and looking forward to the Plant Gang running out with the Moira again.
Yeah, we've actually seen just like a lot of Moira coming out from the Plant Gang. Of course, we've now featured the Plant Gang 3 times. This is the 3rd time we feature Plant Gang. I promise we're not just like favoritism on them. But yeah, they have been running the Moira to some success. So love to see that. We always see a variety of team comps here at the LFGS tournaments, just because we're not so high elo that the comp matters that much, but it still matters just a little bit, as long as you play the hero right.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
Yeah. Just focus on the
Do a little
gameplay
bit of
here.
trolling every now and then for
Oh, yeah.
content, but just a little, just enough for content, as long as you win the game.
Yeah, see, Apollo understands that concept. That's why he's willing to go dive break.
Round 1.
No one else
We have
has.
Plant Gang coming out on the Orisa with the Junkrat and the Sim going for a full Poke comp. We have the Texans coming out with almost the same thing, but without a Junkrat for a Cassidy.
Yeah, and I think
Both teams are just
I think that the Junkrat's going to be like really strong here. You know, we see Junkrat kind of super meta on Lijiang Control Center.
I'm fully expecting this map to go to the way of Plant Gang simply due to the comp. I do appreciate the Sojourn coming out from the Texans, but I don't think it's going to quite match up to the Junkrat. Just pure spam coming down these choke lines.
I agree. And like the Sojourn, really strong, but when you have such small, like short range sight lines, the Junkrat just kind of comes in clutch. It's so much damage. It's like 130 or 120 damage per bullet.
This is just a really scrappy fight. The Plant Gang just winning the first initial fight, taking out the Texans tank, but in the neutral, Nihilus 5 just decided to die, and Shani Umbreon went for the res, but wasn't able to pull it off. The Texans just in the neutral, just very good stuff from them. Taking out the Junk, as we were just hyping them up.
That's true. Though the 30% is not to be, you know, unregarded. Like, it was still pretty good. This this Sim wall, really, really big for Plant Gang to retake point, reinvest their position on the point here. The Tire, not able to find anything, as what we're going to see is Plant Gang retaking point. NHS Texans kind of just rotating out a little bit, saving the numbers, not staggering, and there we go. Yep, not staggering, indeed.
Both teams invested a little bit in that fight, but at the end of the day, the Junkrat just kind of bullied everybody out of the map. The Texans are looking to come back in. Sojourn has rail, is looking around for a pick, misses everything. Nihilus in their backline with a massive ult. Again, just doesn't quite manage to find anything.
Not quite find it. Here we go with the res, though. The res is going to go slightly outside of range, is not going to find the res. It's still looking in, it's like kind of even, though if we're being honest here, I think this is still in the Plant Gang's favor. They just got their Moira back, the orb comes out, they're all healed up, looking good. Still 4v4, as we see the Lookway doing an Orisa ult on point to try to clear that area for him. However, not able to find anything, and here's Slowbro just mowing people down with the microwave, giving him the absolute treatment from Symmetra.
Look the way just went in for the ult, but every single person left alive on Plant Gang just had mobility and was able to escape it. The spawns came back faster for Plant Gang, and they just win the fight. It's gonna go to 100%. Sojourn might be able to get the touch here. Manages to get the overtime, but just the two of them alive.
Res? Oh my, there's no way.
Massive res.
Oh my. I mean, it's still overtime. You still a feed res, unfortunate. Here comes the Tire that is going to rush on the point here, try to find the ball. Ball now being on point is actually a big play, because the ball can kind of just touch here and keep triggering overtime, and it's actually kind of hard to kill this guy. But hitting the Javelin's big, though. Good shot there with the Javelin from Nihilus. Able to push the Lucio off point, stop that overtime ticker from happening. And that is going to be first map, first map of the round to Plant Gang.
That was a decent stall coming in, a massive res coming in on the side of the Texans, but just weren't able to quite flip the table with a massive man advantage on Plant Gang.
No, I agree. Now, coming onto this map, though, Junkrat, I wouldn't say is bad on this map, but I'd be surprised to see James Bonk stay on the Junkrat, though I think I've seen him play Junkrat on this map before. If he does, I actually kind of like the Sojourn instead. So on this map, I really like the Texans comp a little bit better than what we're seeing on Plant Gangs, but we'll see how that goes.
Round 2.
I would almost have to agree. I personally don't think the McCree is going to get a lot of value. I wish they would go Soldier, but both teams coming out. Plant Gang looks like they messed up the TP, aren't going to get to the point first. So both teams are going to have to fight open in this neutral. They're just trying to play for positioning over this building right now, while Plant Gang are just going immediately to the point.
Yeah, and I think Plant Gang has the right idea, right? If you're on the Symmetra, you definitely want to set up a defender's advantage. However, in doing that, you probably will cap this point, though you are giving up the sort of open side of the point to the team that has a lot of range pressure. And so, in the long run, I see this going probably in the favor of NHS Texans if they can play patient with this. Don't go in too quickly. Wait for that imbalance of resources to get that push that they need. That's kind of what we're doing here.
Disagree. I think the plant gangs, as long as they just play slow, are going to be able to bait out resources as the Texans push in with this bunker type of setup.
If they push in the wrong time, yes, and that's kind of what we're seeing here. Murky going a little too early, takes a mine to the face, unfortunately for him, and goes down here. And with that being gone down, well, hold on. Now we do get okay. No. Slowbro got killed and then rezzed again. So this is still in favor of the plant gang on point. 37% for them. Look the way going for the Orisa ult isn't going to be able. Actually, is able to find quite a lot, but it's how do you pronounce that? Nikani? Oh my gosh, I
think that's better pronunciation than what I get earlier.
We're gonna say Nikon. Nikon, like the camera, right? Nikon. Nikon with the insane overclock.
Look the way also just ran in past the plant gang's Orisa and just bullied their backline into submission. It was very cool to see. Plant gang now TPing directly onto the point. Nikon just devastating everybody with the overclock. Coalescence not getting really any value here. Just Sojourn just doing Sojourn things and killing the entire team.
After that's a 4K from Nikon there. Really, really awesome play. And I was surprised actually. I thought that Nikon got the 3K from last fight using overclock, but I was wrong. Didn't need to overclock for that. It was overclock that was used on this fight. And so that's like 2 fights in a row that Nikon seems to like hard backpack the team for NHS Texans here, as they are now matching the percentage of the plant gang. However, look at the ults. Heavily in favor.
Plant gang definitely coming in here with 4 ults. Definitely having a huge advantage here. The Texans just matching with their Fox, the only ult they have left. Just trying to keep this ult charge going.
Suzu.
Massive Suzu!
Whoa!
Coming in from Soundwave, just negating the Junkrat tire. Absolutely big plays. No team really has a big advantage here. Both teams just playing in the neutral. Shiny Umbra and had to use the res on Slowbro. Subspace going down. This match actually looks like it's going to go the way of the Texans.
This could very well be, and what's interesting about what we've seen in this fight here is that you saw that huge ult advantage from the plant gang, and it has all gone to this fight. They have used 4 ults in this fight here, whereas all that NHS Texans has used was really just rush. They used rush, and now look at the ult advantage. It's heavily in favor of NH Texans. They've got 94%. All they have to do is win this last fight. This is their game to lose.
It didn't look like the plant gang were going to be able to turn that, but they did, thankfully, at the end of the fight. But as you said, the ultimate advantage is coming back in for the Texans. But that pick on Nikon is just devastating. They're going to have to reset. This is last fight territory coming into this last point.
It is last fight territory. Now we're seeing the downside of not playing the Mercy is that you do have to fully wait for that reset there. Not able to just find a res and go back into the fight. We're seeing Junkrat getting a lot of really strong pipes against NHS Texans there. Going down pretty low, not quite dying immediately. Tire comes around. Tire's going to pick up 2. It's a 3v3 on point. Plant gang in the lead slightly, but Nikon gets a couple. Nikon
evens it up, but the Sim turret's just got the on to 1 HP. And James Bong, last person on point, gets the final blow and just emotes directly on the point. Dominating.
Oh, man.
It was a close match. I was very exciting.
Make sure
we finally got a good junk tire that didn't get Suzu'd. It was nice to see.
Indeed. Oh, wow.
3K?
It's just like Steph Curry with those mines.
4K! 4K for James Bond. Well done.
Okay. Wow. So, yeah, that was, just two rounds, 1 in a row for Plant Gang there. They did the Li Shang 2-0 there. But that was super close, right? That was not... I feel like we're going to get into like a map 5 situation here. I think that's the vibe I'm getting. So I'm excited for the rest of this match. That was super, super fucking close.
Robo says we're pronouncing it wrong. It's Nico, just N-I-K-O, Nico.
Nico? Is there no N?
Well, Nico, Ni. That makes so much sense.
Nico, Ni. Oh, Nikon was so stupid. Whose idea was that? Who, Mega?
I'll take that one for the team.
Yeah, take it for the. Thank you, thank you. I have been shielded. You must be a Zarya
We
player
are
because your bubble is ready.
we are in process of picking the next map. Overall, that was a very close map. I like the two styles coming in. One more pokey, one more wanting to just get in your face and brawl. Nico just coming in with the Sojourn and just clearing out like everybody, just wasn't quite enough. The 4K from James Bong finally landing a massive tire just cleaned it up though.
Yeah. No, absolutely right. I'm gonna take a look at the map pool over here just so we can see what the options are for NHS Texans that can choose
Kings Row.
Kings Row,
Kings Row.
Midtown, or Paraiso. And it looks like we have some favoritism here coming from the co-caster's chair saying we should play Kings Row. Why is that?
Why would you ever not go to Kings Row and Kings Row is an option?
I don't know. What if you don't like Kings Row?
And you're just a weird Overwatch player.
No, I agree with you. Kings Row's the play.
Yeah, I agree. I have a feeling that the Texans with their style are either going to go for Kings Row. That would be my first choice for them. And my second option would probably have to be going from memory off of the map are Midtown.
Midtown or Paraiso. I
Yeah.
I
I feel
don't
like
know.
they're not going to go to Pariso. I'd be surprised if they pick Pariso, in my opinion.
I'd be too. I think Midtown's the play for them, though. I think, I mean, if I were them, it does seem like they wanted to play a little bit I don't know. They didn't seem like they wanted to quite brawl as much, right? And they didn't want to match the brawl. They wanted to like play a ranged comp, which is fine. And I think Midtown's fine for that. And I mean, Paris is also fine for that. Paris is kind of like divey as well, but we'll see.
Said Route 66. I think that's an incorrect map time. Let me check. Yeah, they did select 66. We're getting them to choose the correct map type of hybrid. Kings Row, please. Let's go. Yes.
Is it Kings Row? Did they choose it?
We're still waiting to hear.
Still waiting to hear. Oh my gosh.
Indeed.
Damn. Wow. So, what's your favorite pizza topping?
Favorite pizza topping? Depends. Am I in a sausage mood or am I a pepperoni mood or am I in a mushroom mood or an olive mood? I don't have a favorite. It just goes between the three. And I was wrong. They picked Paraiso.
Not a bad choice.
I am a little surprised because I think if James Bong just goes on the Junkrat on the defense, it's going to be a big pain for the Texans to battle back on, specifically if they run the
Paraiso?
Kree.
I think I could see that on like point 3, but on point 1 and 2, I mean the Junkrat it did some work done, but I think a lot of opportunity to play flyers. This is a flyer comp
Definitely.
map, so I mean there's every opportunity to just play a flyer and just fly over the junk.
I
We'll
don't
see.
know. I don't remember Plant Gang playing a firearm by memory, but I don't know if they have that in their wheelhouse or not.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And again, for the Texans, I don't know what they play, other than Nico on the Sojourn looking impressive.
True. We love seeing impressive sojourns. Haven't seen enough of
Definitely.
those yet in Overwatch League, so I'm glad we're finally showcasing that hero here.
You mean too many?
Yeah, it's a joke. It's rhetorical. Lopple man, more like lollipop man. Boom, roasted.
Just end it now!
What
I
is
have
that?
almost changed my name like 3 times because of that.
Is a lollipop man?
Yes.
Is that what you're gonna change your answer to for the pizza topping question? Lollipops?
It's disgusting. What is wrong with you? Get out of here.
Lollipop
I'll cast
pizza.
the next map by myself.
No, no. You will accept the lollipops on your pizza. We will
I
continue.
will accept the lollipops on my pizza, and I will enjoy it.
Good. Me, I put Tater tots on my pizza. That's right, tater tots team. That's
That-
right.
Not sure. I don't think it would be very good. I think it's just too much grease.
Too much grease
Yeah, too much grease.
on pizza.
Yes.
Show me the grease.
Because you have
yeah.
the greasy cheese, and then you have the greasy tater tots from the fryer. Yeah.
Yeah. Alaskan Pebble says favorite pizza topping is cheese. A pizza without it is sad. No, that's true. But I mean, cheese goes without saying. You're gonna have cheese. If you don't have cheese, then that's not even a pizza. That's just like that's some bread with some crap on it, honestly.
Yeah, if you don't have cheese on your pizza, is it really a pizza?
Exactly.
Ready for battle.
I mean, if you have to get dairy-free cheese because you can't eat dairy, that's different. I'm not counting that. But if you eat
God.
cheeseless pizza, something's just wrong.
Lopple, don't look at the chat right now. It's too much of an L. I don't think you can handle it. I don't think you can handle it, dude.
I'm going to go back and watch the VOD, but I don't have the stream pulled up.
Yeah, no, dude. It's an L. You thought Lollipop Man was bad?
Oh, I've heard worse.
Oh,
I have heard worse.
Man. You know how I could get a bunch of good answers for that? I could get Robo on here to co-cast with me and then ask him what his nicknames are for you.
No. He just called me bad.
Oh, no. Okay, we need to do our jobs now, all right?
We have the Junkrat as I was calling on the defense. For the Bastion, I didn't see the Bastion coming out. And the DPS, oh, big James by James Bong. Double kill on the DPS with one mine. That was massive.
Yo, you know,
The
like...
attacking defense are the Sojourn like I saw, but I wasn't actually expecting an Ashe. I am intrigued by this.
Ashe, interesting play. I think both the Ashe and the Sojourn absolutely playable, but you got to be really careful with this, right? Because like they are playing this weird Sigma Bastion junk, and it's like a super phasic comp, right? You have phases where you can do things when you have like this turret form, but when you don't have turret form as Aimless Esports or Plant Gang, sorry, this is Plant Gang, then that's when you're like open for the enemy team to make a play on you. And so as long as they can find that sort of tempo, then they can overcome.
Absolutely. The defense going with a high burst comp, but in the neutral fight without those cooldowns, it's just kind of an average meh poke comp. I do like it, but the rotation from the Texans just going underneath directly on the point, leaving Murky in the back, just doing a little bit of poke, just out-rotated them, burn out all their cooldowns for nothing, and just won the fight. It was fantastic to see.
Stop the payload.
I promise I didn't forget to switch the thing over to the actual game there. So
Oh,
yeah,
no.
that was not on the caster's desk for the first fight.
Oh no!
No, oh no, fire this guy. Who is Osmond? Who mega lol?
Osmond's the GOAT.
The GOAT, dude. I don't know.
Greatest of all time.
Yeah, that's an L. That's an L. I'll take that one.
Both teams now just fighting for this high ground. They managed to get a pick on James Bong and Slobo. They got the rest on James Bong. You traded back out for Nico. Just while Murky just chilling on cart, doing a little dance on the cart, just getting all this car progress, basically effortlessly.
Absolutely. Just to give you a little bit of a recap what happened in the first part of the map for those people that didn't see it. It appears as though NHS Texans rolled and they got the point. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Anyway.
Yeah, basically.
that's pretty much it. And what we're saying now, if you are just now tuning into the actual stream, is we're seeing some Junkrat Bastion Sigma comp from the Plant game with the Moira. Interesting stuff. Absolutely.
Big Junkrat tire getting both supports.
Absolutely.
Absolutely massive.
That's going to be a fight win there for Plant Gang. Showing off their very interesting, super unique, cool comp that involves Bastion Junk as Nico gets a kill on the Bastion. So look at the benefit of playing Mercy here. You get to just kind of res and chill. We're good. You can take fun risks like that.
This is the part of the map where I personally think the Junkrat is going to get the most value. Just being able to control either the two lanes, both the high ground and the low ground spam coming in. I'm looking forward to seeing how the Texans are going to counter this. Throwing a Bob in the back, but doesn't really get a whole lot of values. It's a little too far away to get anybody really from the sidelines.
Absolutely. On cart here, we are seeing a lot of just dominance from this Bastion, and like I said, you know, Bastion, and like absolutely a phasic hero. He has phases where he's making a play and phases where he's not. And like exactly as you see here, NHS Texas just has to find the right tempo, find the moment where he doesn't have the turret for him, and make the push at that moment. Right? They're able to do that. They're able to get this little bit of a fight win here, although they're going to be turning back here subspace on Moira, using the coalescence to try to hold this together here at this corner.
I do appreciate the bash and Junkrat, because they actually used that against us on the Topaz Titans on a couple of the maps, but we were successfully able to outpace it. But the Texans just doing it with effortless ease. Slowbro does eventually swap off the Bastion onto a Mei, but not till they lose the second point on the defense, with the Texans going in on over 3 minutes on third.
Did you happen to catch Slobo walling off his own tank and killing his own tank there?
I did not see that.
You did not see that? Well, someone will have to clip that, because that was the thing. That was the thing that happened. I don't know if there's like a grudge between Slowbro and Nihilus there, but yeah, that was interesting.
As somebody who does enjoy playing Mei, I can confirm it does happen on accident, but I can also confirm sometimes you do it just to me.
Yeah, I'm sure Robo's done
being
it too.
This being an official match, I don't think it was on purpose.
Probably not.
The Flux coming in from Nihilus, just getting a lot of that damage and getting a little bit of space. The Plant Gang just able to push in and get a full cleanup.
Absolutely. NHS Texans here gets the wall put in their face, which is actually good for them. It means that they get to play. They don't have to play around the wall. They can just like go around the other corner here, make any sort of like play that they want. They're gonna throw the Bob in there, and at this point in time, they're gonna have to play against that wall again. The wall comes down, blocks up the Bob. Bob still kind of exists in this fight, actually. Just kind of makes a little bit of space here as the Mei drops a Blizzard on the choke point, kind of separating the team in half. Here we see a Rock pushing the Orisa out of the spinny spin form.
Both teams investing in this fight, but it looks like the Texans will finally get this push completed. They've spent a minute and a half. James Bond with a 3-man tire. Never mind, turn it around.
Turn that around, you know.
This has now been 2 minutes, and the card has only gotten like a third or a quarter of the way into third point. This is a massive hold coming in from Plant Gang.
That's a huge hold, and honestly, this is where I actually thought James Bond was going to get the most value. Just because the space is tighter, it seems like no matter where you try to approach this fight from, you're going to have to be running through James Bond's damage.
This is true, this is true, this is definitely true. But Nico just coming in with the Sojourn ult, getting a pick right off the bat on Slowbro. Mei is going down in the fight. Shiny Umbreon and Nihilus just trying to get input. The spear canceling the Flux, absolutely massive.
Holy.
Shiny Umbreon going for the Battle Mercy, picking off Murky. This fight's a little messy on every side. Nico picking up a double kill.
Nico absolutely huge on the Sojourn here. Has been really showing us like quite a standout player here. Definitely need to watch some more NHS Texans, because Nico is on fire. I was also in Nihilus.
The poke comp just doing really good. Just staying alive, just kiting the enemy team back, and then just going, oh no, you're dead now, and just winning the fight in the neutral. It's been very exciting to see. It's
kind of crazy how these fights just like turn around so quickly. Just like some picks come out of nowhere when you think that when you think Plant Gang's down, they're just kind of not. Here we see Mei Slowbro just kind of like having to retreat out of that fight a little bit there, jumping off the bridge with the ice block to stay alive. We're seeing the Mei wall come down. Doesn't really like cut the team in half exactly, and now Plant Gang sort of regrouping on the final main street here.
I didn't quite catch it. Murky actually swapped off the what was he on before? Ash over to the Reaper, but doesn't look like it's quite gonna matter. Massive tire. James Bong again with the massive tires. Flux just to celebrate, picking up Murky.
Wow.
This fight is over. Great hold. 3 minutes and a half on third.
Is it bad that every single time you've said Murky, I thought you were just purposely mispronouncing Mercy?
Score.
I'm so stupid. What the? Oh my.
Murky swaps onto the Reaper.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, what? Then I caught on looking for like Murky, and I find Murky. I'm like, oh my god, there's no way.
Today's just a little oof on every angle.
It is kind of
from us casters today.
It is. You know what though? It's for the content. You know, we're definitely screwing up on purpose. And what would this be if there wasn't like a little bit of screwing up just here and there?
Overwatch League.
Yeah, then yeah,
Overwatch League.
indeed. Well, that would suggest that Overwatch League doesn't screw up a bunch, but they screw up so much.
Well, yes, but I want to say something, but I don't have anything to say, so I'm just gonna
Fine. I
talk
suppose
about
you
Nico,
won't say anything.
not on the Sojourn,
Nico
but
on the
actually on the Echo. Robo is gonna be very excited to see this. I know he's in the chat for sure.
Probably in the Twitch chat.
He's gonna be very picky.
He says, "I would purposely wall you off." That's what Robo said.
Oh, absolutely he would. He has done it
100%.
before. I
He's
can
done it
confirm.
now. For sure.
Slowbro on the sim. Looks like they're just gonna TP and just try to instantly take this high ground potentially.
Are they waiting for Diva to like scout out a little bit? I'm not really sure what they're waiting
no
on. 'Cause now
idea.
Diva lost
Nihilus
mech.
just feeding a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, what they were like exactly waiting for, but definitely you do not want to start off the fight by losing your mech.
They did get a pick on Nico, but he does get res. But as that happens, they picked out the tank. This is a messy fight. Anybody can win here. Slowbro versus the Echo, both with a Mercy Pocket. I was wrong. James Bong just cleans it up.
Bro, it's kind of just a crazy play from the DPS of Plant King there, kind of just saying, you know what, we lost your tank, that's fine, let's just go in and win the fight. That was kind of unbelievable, actually.
It was a massive 5v. I'm gonna actually say 5v6 because Soundwave actually got the res on Nico.
Wow.
4v6.
4v6.
Overwatch changes. Sorry, hard to keep up with sometimes.
I think a revenge kill there. Nico finding the kill onto James Bond. Kind of, this is probably the reason they're playing the Echo, is to get that flyer on top of the Junkrat. Though you see Shiny Umbreon getting the res back onto James Bond. James looking to just kind of put a bunch of damage into the orange room up top. Is Nico putting a lot of damage into Nihilus. Nihilus going down on the monkey there. Now coming to come back from a respawn. We're seeing Sigma just holding the power position up here. Just trying to find as much spam as he can from on top and not allowing the Plant Gang to have any sort of presence on point without using a lot of resources. Subspace there kind of just takes a bunch of stickies and a shot to the face from Murky, who is not Mercy, by the way. Murky is actually just Cassidy.
As one-sided as that fight looked, they did actually get very good car progress on the side of the Plant Gang. I need labels. Team labels on each side. I'm losing track.
Losing track?
Slowbro still on the sim. Looks like he's gonna try and use the sim ult this fight to try to turn it in their favor.
Oh, we see Murky with High Noon here. What a wall coming in at the perfect time to just kind of block that High Noon entirely. You almost wonder how much damage did that do to the wall. You look at it.
Johnny Umbreon, big res on James Bond.
That was big, and you see like Sigma from NHS Texans like almost unwilling to give up that high ground until absolutely necessary. Finally comes down, and we see Moira using the Coalescence. Is Tyre gonna find the last remaining picks they need? Murky in the back, really low HP. Skill Orb might find him. Not quite, actually able to dodge that Skill Orb. Get the healing you need. Murky gonna live, not get staggered there. Kind of impressive, not dying. But they are going to cap point 2. So this is 2 points capped now in 5 minutes on the clock for Plant Gang. Whereas you can see, they don't even have to get it all the way to the end. They just have to get it past the bridge.
I think the most exciting thing to watch and pay attention from Plant Gang is they lose one and they still heavily invest and hard push into a fight, turning it back into their favor. They've done it like 3 or 4 times alone on this map, on this push.
Isn't that insane?
And it's done wonders for them.
Oh, look at this flank. Okay.
They
It
lose
was
subspace,
interesting.
but they get 2 picks. This is massive push for them, and they get the res on subspace. This could potentially be the last fight of the map.
It's probably. I mean, it's definitely looking like it, and I think that if you're NHS Texans here, you really have to like gather your numbers and figure out a way that you're going to recontest this. They're going to lift, but someone's going to touch. That's going to be
Reinforcements
a
come
Charlie
in, but they
Niner.
didn't touch the point.
Wow, Planking taking map number 2 from NHS Texans. These are still close. I mean, yeah, that looked like it wasn't, but I mean, it was a little bit of a C9, and if they just touched the point there, I mean, that was a sig lift that looked like a good lift.
We do a little bit of trolling for content.
Maybe just a little bit of trolling for the content, slightly. As Jing's Bot's going to get the second now play of the game of this match. Are we going to see anyone get a play of the game besides James Bond?
Honestly, I hope Nico gets his play of the game.
I think Nico deserves it. Nico deserves a play of the game. And so does Shiny Umbreon. Needs to pull up that Glock, pull the Glock out of the sock, and start shooting the enemy team with the Glock on Mercy. Get that Mercy.
I want to see the sound wave Shiny Umbreon Mercy 1v1.
Yeah, if it turns into a Valkyrie Mercy battle, we're going to be showcasing that particularly. Very important stuff.
Absolutely.
Very important.
There's nothing more important than in a Mercy 1v1 other than the Torb Hammer 1v1.
That is pretty much
The only
thing
thing
more important.
that is more important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, if you see like a Torb 1v1 hammer only on the side, like way off on some other angle, I mean, that's like the entire match rests on whoever wins that, honestly. It's entirely dependent.
What if it's a tie? What if they both kill each other?
That goes down in history, dude. That's like the legendary duel.
The best duel. Couldn't be better any other way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we see Birthday Ninja coming in here saying we reverse 3-0 for content. If we see a reverse sweep, I'm gonna be blown away. I think it's possible. NHS Texans need to gear up. They need to like get their head in the game, synergize, and come back just built different. They just come into the next map just built entirely different. Constructed.
They did have a good attack. Or am I getting things backwards? I'm thinking of the wrong teams. I got teams mixed up. Never mind. Ignore me.
Maybe assemble.
We are going to 66 officially, finally.
Route 66. I thought it was Route 69. No, it is Route 66. Dang. Okay. Well, I was wrong.
Over Shambali and Dorado. Those are the other 2 picks. We are going to 66. Which, in my personal opinion, is actually one of my favorite maps to play.
Yeah? What do you like to play on Route 66?
Whatever I feel like.
Whatever you feel like. Oh, you don't want to give away strategies, I see. Sure you don't want to play that dive break?
I mean, listen, some strats don't get talked about until we pull them out, okay?
Okay.
Dive brig is one of those strats.
We just don't talk about it.
Pull it out when we're ready.
Traveling to Route 66.
We're going. Are we going against the dive brig specialist on our next map?
Oh, sorry. What?
Initiating match.
Aren't we going against the dive brig specialist in our next matchup?
Who's the enemy team for your next match?
Unknown Fantasia. Isn't
I think
Apollo
you
on
are.
that team?
I think Apollo is on that team.
I'll tell you what. I will ask them politely to do a brig 1v1.
Okay. Is this going to be you on Brig or Silver on Brig?
I'll do the 1v1.
You'll do it? Okay. You're going to
I'll do the
represent the Topaz Titans in the duel among the Brigs on the
I
sideline?
have to ask them, but I'm looking forward to the duel. If they agree.
Man, you're making a pretty good case for me to swap the feature match off of AC Roos onto yours. If you can pull off some agreement where every match is dependent on some Brig 1v1.
Every match?
Just like every game.
I think that's a little too much.
Just meet in the middle. Brig 1v1. Whoever wins that match. Go to next.
Oh, no.
Oh,
we
my.
just take turns 1v1ing on the break? All of us?
Robo says don't leak strats.
The defense, again, is the Symmetra and the Junkrat. It seems to be some of their favorites. Again with the Moira. And Shiny Umbreon on the Mercy. Another poke comp with the Sim.
Yeah, I think Plant Gang really just coming out on this Sim Junk, even though Sim Junk don't really fall into like the Overwatch League contenders metagame. They're playing the heroes because they like to play the heroes, and their team is just comfortable with it. And when you have a comfort pick, especially in this elo, you can pull it off, especially if you just play well.
I have to ask.
Yeah.
Did you swap the view to the match?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Wow, keeping me honest.
Dive coming in.
I take offense to
that. Nico out here started on the Sojourn, but actually swapped back over to the Echo. I'm looking forward to see how this pans out for them again. I think that, honestly, personally, they're going to do better on the Sojourn, but hopefully the Echo swap does pay off.
Interesting, we see the TP from ground up to gas station. It seems like it seems like Slowbro is really fast to do that. Like, that's not the first time he's done the TP from ground to top gas station like that. I wonder if that's their retreat path, if that's their plan. Set up turrets here, play as long as you can here, and then just teleport to high ground. Maybe that's how
it would work well.
Yeah.
Baiting the monkey and the resources to dive onto them, and then they just TP off to the high ground. If that's how it plays, it's very well set up.
Just like all NHS Texans need at this point really is just Echo coming on an angle, getting a pick, and then walking in. See the sim wall coming out here. Bob not really able to find anything. Murky does find a kill onto Slowbro, as we're seeing now Coalescence come out from subspace, giving Plant Gang kind of a lot to play for here. They're still able to have a huge presence on point, and it's just kind of on NHS Texans to find a dive and make it work. Because right now, so far, they're just not able to put all the damage on one person just quite enough. As you see, Nico just dying to turrets, unfortunately.
Both teams heavily invested that fight, but the poke comp just surviving, outliving the dive. The turrets were actually putting in a ton of work, I will say. And I will also put on a side note, there was a little 1v1 between the Moira and the Mercy. Just a little bit before the Mercy was like, no, I'm out of here.
Wow. I thought it was the Moira that was going to run away, because Mercy is kind of intimidating, honestly.
Mercy's terrifying.
Mercy is terrifying. I believe in Nico. I think Nico with this duplicate is going to do some amazing things.
On the Orisa.
Yeah, on the Orisa, I'm expecting a massive Terror Surge. Given that 300 health, it's really nice to have like 2 big defensive cooldowns abilities just to like keep you up during this. Barely able to find, not able to quite find a Terror Surge there. Unfortunate. However, Look the Way does primal kill and get a pick. So that's something in your favor here. Gives you some numbers advantage to play with. Nihilus is going to go down to the beam. His Plant Gang is kind of on the back foot for the first time in this map.
Nihilus was just kind of left alone, defend on the point in a 1v4 situation, while Look the Way was just in his backline, just denying all the heals. It ended up working out. Nihilus was able to survive, Look the Way ended up able to survive while Nihilus went down, and allowed for this fantastic push in the last 15 seconds of the map for a full completion. Both the Texans now just trying to stage for looking for a dive, playing a little pokey while the card gets through the choke.
Indeed. I mean, they're going to poke their head out. They're going to try to find like a target, and Nico's going to make the first sort of play flying upwards here, trying to find just some sort of altitude over the Mercy pocketed Junkrat that is James Bond.
They did drive the Junkrat, but he was just able to mine himself away. They tried to get the Mercy because she was right there too, but both characters with the mobility just able to just go boing, we're out of there.
Indeed, James Bond kind of slippery, honestly. Kind of a slippery little Jay Silly there.
And while that was happening, Nihilus just goes on to the point and just annihilates the supports.
Wow. I want to see, okay, so this is a big jump here from Look the Way. Wow, just getting stuck there on the sign. Maybe the shield coming out just a little bit too early there. Trying to find some things to go just to dive on. Meanwhile, the Reaper finding some kills on their team. So Plant Gang still tanking through all these dives, and at some point you wonder if the plan for NHS Texas is to just stay on this dive comp forever.
I will say James Bond got a little bit of a Junkrat diff there as Nico swaps or copies the Junkrat and then immediately one taps him. But following shortly after. Look the way off the monkey onto an Orisa. It looks like they're just gonna try and mirror more of the spam comp, but still keeping the Sojourn.
I think that's smart, right? I think you have to match the Orisa because Orisa's doing something here that Monkey isn't. As we see Subspace here, looking for as much value as they can off the Coalescence. This skill orb able to take down Nico in the small room. We get a spray on the ground that could be a play of the game for Subspace instead of James Bond, unless we see this tire do something absolutely insane.
If it's anything like his other tires, not counting the first sub-map of Lijiang, it's going to be absolutely massive.
Look at James Bond right now. Look at his sneaky spot. Look at this. It's like he's a sneaky little guy over here.
The other team are rotating. This should be a massive fight win on the side of the Texans because both DPS are split off. The tire does come in. The tire does get 2. Never mind.
Tire does pick up 2. That is fantastic news for James Bond, as Nihilus on top is just going to bully Look the Way off of the high ground and back onto point. Slowbro pulls out the Death Blossom, able to find 2 picks here in overtime as they're going to go for the res. It's not going to quite find it. Wild decided not to pull out the Glock and go for the 3v1 pistol for Mercy, and that's going to be round win there. Or sorry, not round win. Round over in favor of Plant Gang.
I was fully expecting the Plant Gang to win that fight because both Aimless to win that fight because both DPS for Plant Gang were actually split off on the other side of the map. So if the Texans were able to capitalize on the Suzu and burn down the 3 members that ran to meet them on this high ground, successfully before the tire blew them up, I think that was their fight to win. It's just a little oof that yet again James Bond with the tire says no.
You think that was a good enough tire to take play of the game away from Subspace, though?
I don't think so, unless he was able to get an limb in that last fight after the junk tire.
I'm not
then
sure.
I don't think it will be.
I cut away from
But I
his
will
POV.
also say, Slowbro did get a double kill with his ult as well, and helped finish off the Look the Way on the Orisa. So who knows?
Who knows? Unsure.
My gut feeling is that Asma's gonna get play of the game for best caster.
Oh, big. I am absolutely going for play of the game right now.
Nico still opting in on this Echo on the defense. I generally wish they would go back to Sojourn because that was his best look.
Yeah, that is true. We do see Murky on the Sojourn, so they still do have access to that hero. And I think Sojourn is actually good against the Junkrat. We are seeing Slowbro opting to play the Reaper instead of the Symmetra. I think that's interesting, although against this Flyer might be a little bit awkward.
I think they started because they on the Reaper because they were fully expecting Look the Way to go on the monkey, I would assume, but it doesn't matter. They just bully him down on the Orisa anyways. Indeed,
and even if you trade Reaper for that, I think that's a solid trade. I mean, you lose your Reaper, but they lose their tank. I mean, if you don't have your tank, you can't do anything in this game, right? And I think that even if you make the trade, I think it's actually a trade that's worth it.
Absolutely. Both teams going there for the res, but Nihilus was able to push them back, stopping Wild's res and giving space for Shiny Umbreon to get the res. This is a massive fight coming in. Both teams looking to invest. Soundwave going down early though. Look the Way just kind of in the middle of the entire team, just trying to stall cart, but the spam damage in every direction just picks them off one by one.
James Bond is such a menace on this Junkrat. Like, I really don't think we've seen like a Junkrat performance just kind of like dominate an entire match yet on the feature match table. So this is like the first time we're really seeing this hero come out. What in the hell?
I personally would actually rather have James Bond over the Overwatch Season 1 and J-Crat, honestly. This performance he's putting up is genuinely impressive. As another tire comes out, they just have to stall the cart. This tire could be absolutely massive. It does pick Soundwave and gets looked away very low, stopping the contest as they just push in immediately. James Bong on the Junkrat is 100% the secret weapon of Plat Game.
It definitely seems like it.
Play of the game.
Nico!
Nico, there we go.
Finally gets to play the game. Let's go.
I do remember this, yes. It's definitely like in the right place at the right time. This is a great play from Nico. Oh, you love to see it. Wow.
Absolutely.
Good stuff. Okay, so that is going to be another map win there for the Plant Gang. This is going to
Plant
be
Gang are officially 3-0.
3-0 on this. And so if you're NHS Texans, the last thing you want to do is have this be a 4-0 record against you. So this is the time when you pull out the big gloves. Yeah, definitely shout out to Call Me Frost who invited me to their group during that game in the feature match. Love to see it.
What can I say? You're just a popular person.
It's a popular person, right? It's just she immediately said, "My bad, I didn't mean to do that." It's okay. It's okay. It's totally fine.
No, she meant to do it, and then
Yeah.
she was like, "Oh no, he's casting."
Yeah, you're right. She wanted the clout. She wanted to be like, "Look, I'm Osmond's friend."
Look, Mom, I'm on stream.
Look, Mom. Look, 25 people. This is why I
We
should
are
set myself
going
like
to New
offline.
Queen Street, and they are doing a sub in Ramsey for Nico, and Wasp in for Look. So we have 2 subs, and we are going to New Queen Street. This appears to me like it's just going to be a different team comp and a different push going in the next map.
Indeed. We got Equimage in the chat, says Loppleman, huge fan.
Thank you.
Equimage, I believe, are you on Kevin Fan Club, right? Is that correct?
If that's accurate, then yes, it appears that she did invite you to her group for clap.
If what's accurate?
My number 1 fan being on the KFC.
Oh, yeah, indeed. Definitely
Yeah,
did it for the clout, for sure.
Both teams have readied up. We should be going in anytime now.
Did you ready up? I got chat hidden.
Yes, it did.
Okay. Excellent.
Excellent.
New Queen Street, 2 subs in for NHS Texans. This is what you want to see. Changing stuff up a little bit. And if you're NHS Texans, you do want to get some points on the board because this is how you make sure that oh my god, I can't believe it, guys. Look, Robo2Rocks wants to invite me to his group. What an amazing thing. Look at the clout, guys. Robotic Deuce asking me for the group. No, I am doing a feature match and you're watching the feature match. Wow.
Now, you know what would be really fantastic?
Yeah? Yeah, stop. I know what you're going to do. I know. You're just going to try to invite me to your group, okay? It's very funny. We all find it so funny.
Thought about it.
You were thinking about it, weren't you?
I thought about it.
Yeah, I know. But don't you have enough clout? You're already casting. Like,
Ooh. I am very excited, actually.
Genji?
Wasp, 1, 2, 3, on the Reinhardt. Let's go.
Actually, true.
I am fully hyped. And I have to ask,
5, 4.
did you swap?
I swapped. Shut up, okay? I'm not going to make that mistake again.
Blocks in 30 seconds.
And before I,
I
do
took the
make
fall
that
for the
mistake
first
again,
mistake, but
took the fall
I can't
for the
take the
first
fall for the
mistake.
second one.
Oh my god. Let's get a look at Reinhardt POV here as we're going to see this absolute Giga Chad lay down the law, okay? This is what I'm expecting to see from Wasp PD.
The Brawl immediately going for the high ground, but the Poke actually going for the low ground. It's interesting. I would have expected the Poke actually to go for the high ground, but both teams meeting directly on the bot. Wasp gets a shield burn, goes for a pin as Ramsey goes down. It's just kind of a full-on madness and chaos over here as Plant Gang just bullies the Brawl into submission,
Kinda gives them the
saying, no,
microwave. Yeah.
we can Brawl better than you.
And I think the reason why Reinhardt was able to get that high ground faster. I think it's just because they have the Lucio. You don't see the Lucio on Plant Gang's side. They are more of a Mercy team, and so they're bringing opt-in for the Mercy. We do see Wild on the Lucio though.
One thing I didn't notice earlier, we're
Yeah.
playing Brawl with a Sombra. So it looks like they would have to play a bit more of a divey, go for a hack target, and just all rush in on the one person.
Yeah, indeed. And I think the Sombra is an interesting choice. And I wonder if their plan is to hack the Junkrat so that... But they're not playing Junkrat, right? Hack the Junkrat or something so that they can, like, rush. But that doesn't make sense. I mean, that's more of like a classic rush from Overwatch 1 when the hack actually prevented cooldowns from being used. But in this game, hack doesn't do that. Hack sucks. Hack just makes you do a little bit more damage to them. Doesn't really stop them from using their cooldowns for too long. So you're not going to really be able to isolate anybody like that with the Sombra.
This has been an absolutely massive push from Plant Gang. Within 2 minutes, just getting the first checkpoint is absolutely monumental and is going to swing the rest of the match in their favor. As they call it in the Overwatch League, the butt scratch mode is already over and they are getting progress.
Yeah.
The Texans do finally get on the point, but they already lose both supports, so this cart is just gonna keep on going and keep on going. Absolutely massive plays coming in.
Nothing can stop Slowbro from being an absolute lawnmower in these fights. Like, Slowbro is always on tier 3 damage with the Symmetra, always beaming somebody, an absolute menace. And, like, James Bong, you know, great on the Junkrat, but even off the Junkrat, like, now we're on the Genji's finding clean picks, and he's got the Blade. We're going to see how this Blade goes. We're going to see EMP. EMP allows NHS Texans to, like, come in a little bit, but did it though, because that's what you're seeing here is that they committed a whole bunch of ults here from Texan side, and it didn't result in a fight win. And all we're seeing is just a couple. Well, we did see 3 ults in response from Plant Gang. Texans need to find something here. I mean, they've got potentially a beat to push in. They have a window. They have to do something about James Bong on the Blade.
They do pick subspace. They actually picked 2 in this final push from Plant Gang, which is absolutely massive for them. All they need to do now is just get the last few staggers and get the cart pushing back in the other direction. The Plant Gang invested the rest of their ultimates into this fight, so Wasp D will come in with the only ultimate available on the board, which should, unless Nihilus is able to cancel it, swing the next fight into the favor, which should hopefully, we hope, as a Ryan main.
Yeah.
Or I'm an auto main, but I enjoy Ryan. He's the best tank.
We're gonna watch this.
Get the favor swinging in for this Reinhardt. I hope Waspy is able to get this big shatter and get his push.
Here comes the shatter, but yeah, the turrets are an absolute menace. They're really struggling to deal with those turrets, although from what you can see here, they are finally able to turn it into a fight-winning situation as 2 remaining members of the Texans do survive the onslaught of Slowbro on the Symmetra.
I'm fully excited to see a team fight win coming in from the side of the Texans. Both Murky's pretty low. He is ended up backing out. The Texans are backing away from the point, just to get their full team member reset.
Yeah.
Get topped up. Very smart play from them.
Yeah, and
Murky does have an ultimate, but Slowbro with the window or the sim wall to counter.
Simwall is going to be huge. The Simwall coming in at the perfect time to play against Murky's Cassidy ult here. Again, for another time, we're seeing the Cassidy ult just getting blocked by a gigantic Simwall. This is definitely going in the favor of Plant Gang. They have a lot of momentum here. Honestly, Texans can just speed out at any point in time if they really want to, unless they feel like this is winnable 3v4.
Murky just trying to get see if he can get a sticky and a pick with it, but they do end up backing out successfully. I'm actually a little surprised that Nihilus wasn't able to get a pick there. Both teams just trying to stand here in the neutral. We do get a window going out, instant pick on subspace. The favor is back on the side of the Texans. We should get another push back into the side of Plant Gang. which is absolutely massive. I hope this map goes very close.
I hope it does too, and really, like, it's going to take a lot, you know, because you have 118 meters to 22. This is going to be multiple fight wins in a row for NHS Texans to turn this around. It very well could be possible. This is Murky's chance to absolutely pop off. So let's see if we can pull that off here as we see a Terra Surge coming from Nihilus, able to kill a couple, and that's really just going to clean this up, honestly. I don't even know if they needed subspace to use Coalescence, but it just definitely puts the pin in this one. This fight is absolutely over.
Absolutely, and I don't think either of us mentioned James Bong actually swapped back over to the Junkrat and does have a tire for this final push.
Wow, I'm not observant.
I didn't see it till the middle of that last fight either. So.
Oh my, wow. Well, we'll see how this tire goes. We also have Ramsey with a Blossom. We have another beat, another.
Oh no!
Wow, that's not what you want to see. Nihilus with an insane spear, perfect timing to block that. See a beat.
Wild coming in with a beat here, trying to get a little bit of space. Ramsey with an ultimate, but not able to do really anything.
3 ults committed there from NHS Texans, and it was just a little bit, not quite. Like they weren't able to actually get any kills with it. She's shining Umbreon, pulling the Glock out of the sock, doing exactly what I suggested, and just getting a 2K as Mercy.
This is coming into last fight territory. Do they get the touch? Do they get the touch?
They're gonna get
the touch. Wasty is the only person on the point. James Bong with a tire, killing the Lucio. It's just Murky alive on the point. It looks like we do get a full push coming in from the side of Plant Gang. Massive 4-0 sweep.
Crazy 4-0 sweep. So we've gotten to the point that everyone, I think, loves the most, which is the time in which we bring people in for the end of match interview. So I'm gonna inquire here, does anyone want to do a post-match interview?
I will say that finally Slowbro was able to get his highlight in the game as Symmetra.
True, well earned too. Slowbro kind of like a force to be reckoned with this entire match. So
I'm gonna overlook the fact that you died at the end. Just gonna overlook that fact, but your performance was just overall tier 3, perfection.
Tier 3, perfect. Yeah, perfect 5 out of 7. Absolutely stunning. I haven't gotten a response yet. No one want to do a post match interview?
I say tier 3 in reference to
James Bong,
your level 3 beam, not referencing that you're yeah.
Okay. Let's see if we find James Bong over here so we can pull up James Bong into the super cool person's room. I don't quite see James Bong. Who is James Bong in Discord?
I have no idea.
Is it Shaved Almonds?
That's what I would have to guess. It's the only person without a similar name.
There you go. Hello, Shaved Almonds, or I should say James Bong.
Hello.
Hello.
You are crazy on the Junkrat today. What inspires you to play the J Silly?
Bomb Go Boom.
Bomb Go Boom. Is it your favorite hero?
No, I'm a Reinhardt main primarily.
What? So you come off the Reinhardt to play the Junkrat?
Yes.
Oh my.
The key is I don't want to aim.
Does it pain you to be the bane of Reinhardt's existence, to be one of those heroes that is the reason Rein can't be meta? As a Rein main, does that not hurt you?
Look, it hurts a little, but you gotta live in the world that you're in, okay?
You gotta live in the world.
You gotta make lemonade.
That is fair. Wow. So this was huge victory for Plant Gang. How do you feel after that victory?
Great. I mean, winning is fun. But it's great. I like this tournament's been really, really fun.
Hell yeah. I'm so glad to hear that.
It feels great to be, playing with people in the same league and everything, and just like having really good matches. They've all been great so far.
Yeah, I mean, at this point I have featured like all of your matches. That's gotta feel pretty good too, to just like constantly be on the feature match table. So that's super awesome for you. And
it sure does, yeah.
And this was like, yeah, it was a 4-0, but like, I mean, NHS Texans still put up a fight. Some of these
For
matches
sure.
are pretty close. That was still a fun game to watch, and
Yeah.
I think that's really like part of this is that, yeah, I mean, you're having more fun because you're winning, but it's also like these aren't just pushovers. These are good games.
No, not at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, like we're playing meta, like
You're not
more or
playing
less.
meta.
Like we're playing our best heroes anyway.
Okay, you're playing your best heroes. I'll give you
We're
that
playing
one.
the plant meta. Let's be clear.
The plant meta. Tell me about the plant meta. I want to know more about this.
I don't know if I should. I don't know. Maybe that's
The plant meta. I mean, I can tell you
That's
what plant
trade
meta
secret,
is.
you
It's
know?
just sim junk. I mean, we've seen it. Okay, sim junk. Fucking Moira.
Mhm.
Tell us about this Moira pick. What interesting play with the Moira? Is that a comfort pick or?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of a comfort pick, and like, yeah, at this point, I mean, we've been playing together for years now, and
Yeah.
so we all know how to play in our weird style,
Mhm.
really like what better than anything else. So, yeah, it's partly like a lot of our team comp is comfort picks, but it's also like that's what we know how to play, you know,
Yeah.
and that's what we've been playing together for years. So it's just like it's what makes sense to us.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I have a question. So you
Mhm.
say you played together for years. So are you just like a
Yeah.
group of friends that just play Overwatch, or have
Yeah.
you been like a scrim team for just years and years and years?
Yeah, so Shiny Umbreon, Slowbro, Subspace, and myself all actually went to Austin College, and Slowbro, Shiny Umbreon, and Subspace were on the AC Ruse team
Really?
when we were there. Yeah, and so we all became really good friends through that, and then Nihilus and Bananas and extended member. Myself and Subspace went to high school with, and so
Yes.
we've all just been playing a bunch of Overwatch together for several years now, coming out of college.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Mhm.
Good stuff. Well, thank you so much for doing this post match interview. That was really awesome. And
Yeah, no
appreciate
problem
it.
at all. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. GG's tonight.
GG's.
Yep. Have a good
Great
one.
job on your win. It's very
Thank you.
exciting.
I want to see if anyone from NHS Texans wants to do a post match interview either.
That was interesting to hear that they were actually on the same team as AC Ruse.
Mhm.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah, that's actually how we heard about this this tournament. Is the Ruse coach messaged Shiny Umbreon and said, "Hey, there's this tournament we're entering. If you guys want to enter it as well, because we've been practicing as a team since we came out of college, just to keep playing." And so we were like, "Yeah, absolutely, we'll join up." And it's been a blast.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a small world after all.
Okay.
Everybody's connected to everybody in some way. It's
Of course,
kind of
yeah.
cool to see.
It's the 7 points, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I'm not getting an answer from NHS Texans here, so I don't know if they want to do one. It doesn't seem like they. I'm just not getting an answer. So I think we're probably going to wrap it up there. That's going to
Alrighty.
be our Plant Gang versus NHS Texans feature match, and we'll be back on Thursday to feature the match between AC Roos and just a moment. Match schedule. AC Roos versus Aimless Esports. So we've seen Aimless Esports before. We have not seen AC Roos. We're excited to see AC Roos. They're going to be that's going to be a really fun match to watch. So be there, or miss out on being there. Honestly. So, all right, guys. Thank you so much for coming, and have a good day.
Good night.